Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
Stealing body parts is a felony.
Suspend the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore.
Welcome to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut and uncensored on WSRR Radio, saving the underground music scene. I thought about it the other week. I don't know in that intro, which is probably a year and a half old at this point. I don't know what I was talking about when I said the show has gotten infinitely more gay, but it sure has. I'm Radio's Rebel DJ Style. On the board is Jules.
Howdy.
And our special co-host this week, the returning Eric H.
Yes, hello. So, top of the morning to you.
Yeah, it is St. Patrick's Day. If you're listening live on this Monday evening, 216-859-8699 to text in. It's also technically the start. Tomorrow is the official start. It's technically the start of March Madness for bracketology. Ooh. So you're going to want to enter the March Madness tournament hosted by Behind Enemy Lines and GenericClothes.com. You can do so by Venmoing $1, just $1 to enter at WSRR Radio on Venmo. Make sure you send us an email or a phone number so we can get you that invite code, and follow along with Behind Enemy Lines weekday mornings 10 a.m. to see how you're doing and if you're going to be the one to walk away with the contest winner shirt from GenericClothes.com. Eric H, is that what we settled on?
Yeah, you can call me Eric H. I'm an Eric. My last name starts with H. That's what you can call me.
Highlander, right?
That's absolutely.
After the Toyota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Japanese cars.
Big Toyota guy.
I have a Mazda. So.
All right, leave. You graduated high school. I was there.
I tried to, and then I did.
Okay. Well, as long as you did.
Or as Yoda says, right? Do or do not.
Yeah,
there is no try.
There is no try.
Yeah.
There is no trying in high school.
Well,
at least that's what this woman thinks.
Oh, tell me about this woman.
There's a 19-year-old, I guess you could say woman. There's a 19-year-old woman who graduated high school, I believe in Connecticut, and is now suing the high school because she took a proficiency test one of her last days there, and they found she has a reading and writing comprehension at a first grade level. So do I, if you haven't noticed. She reads and writes at a first grade level and now is suing the school that she didn't learn how to read and write throughout her entire time in high school.
So
how hard was this test?
Yeah. First of all, is this like the normal test? Is this like
we didn't take a comprehension test to graduate.
Yeah,
at least I didn't.
I think like a state
like an SAT
or something
maybe?
that just tells, or I mean, so she didn't fail the class, is what you're saying,
right? Yeah, no, she graduated with flying colors, like
with honors.
One of the top of her class.
And then bomb.
How bad is everybody else in
Yeah.
the school if she has a first grade reading level and is the top of the class?
So you're telling me she's suing?
Yeah, she's
with a first grade reading level.
They had to explain what lawsuit meant first, and then every other word on that paper.
And so she doesn't. She has plans to go to college, or she's trying to get into college. Maybe this was the SAT. I don't think we're there or something yet. Like that.
I'm thinking it had to be an SAT, right? Because you get a score that's like out of 50 or something is the max. Like you're a savant if you get 50 on the SAT or something.
Or I think you're thinking of ACT.
Oh, ACT.
And I think that the highest score would be like 35.
Okay, that makes you're right.
So, and I think you get like 5 points just for writing your name.
Yeah, no, there's easy points. Like if you finish half of it, you get points for it.
Although in first grade, could I write my name?
Probably.
I think I could. I think
I'm not sure all the letters will be in the right direction.
You learned that in kindergarten.
Oh, so she should at least have the
5 points. Right, yeah. That's easy money right there.
Come on.
You're passing with flying colors, obviously.
So
imagine forgetting to put your name on the fucking ACT, SAT, and losing points.
I'm sure it's happened.
They probably specify that. It's been a long time since I took the fucking...
I bet you she's not the only person who is at a first grade reading level as a senior in high school.
I just don't believe she is. That is my big issue here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this screen. This is not the article.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, that's.
Hey, no, we're looking at an article from Fox 8. Lawsuit filed by family for killing 19-year-old in a shootout with a state trooper. That's not the right article.
A little more dark.
No, yeah, no, we want this one. Connecticut high school students suing.
I was like,
There
wait
we
a
go.
minute. Where did she go?
Yes, because CNN blocked their article. That's why I left this one.
Right.
You don't have to pay for articles at WSRradio.com, by the way. You can learn how much wood is too much wood and at 10 times MF Doom mastered the English language and all the times that King of the Hill has been rebooted. However,
So she's not on the level of MF Doom.
no, not at
No.
all. No, she has not mastered the English language.
Absolutely
in
She
the
not.
can't
slightest.
even read that article.
Hasn't started the English language, if we're being honest.
So that's a great point, right? She can read. There's no way she can't read.
She took the test.
That's
She had to be
true.
able to read the test.
Yeah. I mean, don't
Unless
get
she
me
was
wrong,
just like, oh, circles.
literacy is an issue
Yeah.
in some places for some people in this country.
Well, in America, in general,
know.
literacy is an issue.
Yeah. But if you've already gone through 12 years of school,
Yeah.
at some point you got to learn something.
That's my issue, right? Like, at some point, you are in 3rd grade and going, hey, I don't understand the words in this book. Can you please explain them? Was that not a thought she ever had of like, I don't understand anything that I'm reading?
Unless maybe she's great at like comprehending words that are told to her.
Awesome context clues.
Yeah,
She's like, well, I know
Great
dog
hearing.
and I know run.
yeah, like
Her hearing, proficient.
yeah, so
she's
good
a
at
savant. She's a savant at music is what it is.
the best listener.
She goes by the cadence of speaking.
She go, oh, dog, cat. Oh,
I don't think the school is at fault for this. I think she's 100% at fault. The school probably didn't accurately represent her scores. They probably just passed her to pass her.
what? After 12 years?
I feel like she's over embellishing like a little bit. She has to be able to read and write better than a
Right.
1st grader, right?
Yeah, and absolutely, and to get to the bottom of it, okay, she failed one test.
Right.
She probably went out partying or something the night before, took this dumb test, failed it, but to sue after that?
Yeah.
What are you suing
Retake
for?
the test. Make sure it's accurate.
That's a good point. So the school turned around and offered that they could hold her back a year and essentially tutor her up to a high school education level,
1
which she
year.
denied and wanted to sue. Which, also not going to happen in a year. If you can't even do it over 12, it's not going to happen in 1.
Yeah.
But so they offered to hold her back a year, withhold her diploma, and tutor her another year. She denied, proceeded to sue the school. But why didn't they just have her take the test again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the test again.
Try again.
If you fail twice, give up. But to sue, I don't know what the grounds for suing would be. Would it be
Yeah.
like, hey, by law, you were supposed to teach me and you didn't, but you didn't learn.
Yeah, you
a
didn't.
two-way
they
road.
taught, you didn't learn.
That's a two-way road. Yeah.
If nobody else, this would have to be a class action for it to work, right? You'd have to have
Right.
a whole
Multiple
grade
kids,
essentially
yeah.
be like, hey, we didn't learn anything.
Maybe she tried to make it a class action. Was like, did anybody else fail? Was it just me? And it was like, yeah. It
Anyone
was
else get
just
5 points on the ACT? No,
But it couldn't just be me, right? The teacher
like that was really
bad.
hard.
But
There was multiplication on it. Who would have thought that was coming?
Whoa.
I just don't understand how she graduates with honors, though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
she has to have essays or anything, like, backing up the fact that she can write, right?
I don't doubt that, like,
Pun intended, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
right. I don't doubt that they just passed her along to pass her along. But yeah, the honors part, because you'd think there'd be at least one teacher that gave a fuck and was like, nah, you failed. At least one in 12 years of school
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
cared
Right.
and was like, no, you can't fucking read.
Yeah, you're like not gonna pass the final test if you keep this up. Somebody
wonder if-
should have said. Maybe they did, but
She just did, either she didn't want to learn, so she's dumb,
yeah,
or she just failed
Oh.
a test.
it could also be if it is a private school.
Yeah.
There could be a little bit of mommy daddy money.
Sure.
Make me pass.
Sure. Or like if star athlete maybe high in an athletic program.
Right. You know, if it's a public school, I don't really know how you
Hartford
get
Public
through.
High School.
Public high school.
Mhm.
Ooh,
She went to
Hartford, Connecticut. That's a relatively nice neighborhood.
yeah.
She went
Hartford.
to the like council at a council meeting and like declared that she didn't learn anything, and she was like, "Guys, I can't fucking read."
She had 12 years to
telling you.
figure that out,
I'm
man.
telling you, that is embarrassing. Why would you admit that?
Why
Like-
wouldn't you just take the diploma and like find a job?
Like, guys, emergency. I can't fucking read.
What's the fucking Vine? Hi, I'm Lucas. I'm 13 years old. I
Yeah.
can't fucking read or
I
whatever
never
it is.
learned how to fucking read.
Yeah.
That is literally the meme in real life. Yeah.
Imagine standing up at a council meeting and you're like, guys, I didn't learn shit. Actually, what is your name?
It-
Couldn't read it.
The article
Yeah.
says that like after she said that she couldn't read and she was like, "And I'm graduating, guys," they were like, "Should we let you graduate?"
I feel at
Uh,
that point, if you're admitting you can't read, I'm withholding your diploma. You don't get
Yeah.
the choice of staying back.
Yeah.
I'm saying, all right, well,
If
you just
can't
screwed
read,
for yourself.
I was
You
gonna say,
screwed the pooch.
Yeah. She shot herself in the foot right there.
You fucked the dog, as they say at that point.
Oh,
But honestly, I don't know
We'll get
if
back to the dog later on in the show.
great. Woof woof.
I don't know if they have the grounds to hold her back if her grades hold up.
That's
to...
true.
She's also 19, by the way, and graduating.
Well,
So she had to
that
be held
doesn't-
back at some point, right?
No, or she could be on the
Yeah.
older end of the class because it could be 19 to 17 in the senior class.
Could it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without being held back?
Yeah. Because you could have been.
She's also legally an adult, so they can't, like, withhold her to come back to school. They can
Oh,
deny
yeah,
her
she can just-
diploma, but
Yeah.
she can leave.
Right.
She's not getting into college.
No. There's no.
Like-
I wouldn't.
Even if this is a bold-faced lie and she just wanted to, like, to throw a lawsuit out there, any college is going to be like, oh, you're the girl who can't fucking read, right?
Exactly. Well, again, she's not the one putting all the lawsuits together. I mean, she's paying absorbent amount of money
Yeah.
for a lawyer to try to piece together the fact that she can't read.
What lawyer is going to take this case?
Any lawyer, she can't read the contract.
Hey, that's true. Lawyers will tear her up.
That's going to be such a quick dismissal in court.
Yeah.
Literally, the judge can hand her any piece of paper that's above a first grade level and have her read it.
But
And the second she does, that case is thrown out.
But again, it'll be like, what are you suing the defendant for? They didn't teach me, and then said that they did, but you clearly, none of that,
Right.
none of the argument holds up.
My first argument in court, you are 19 years old, right?
Mhm.
You have a driver's license? You had to read to take that test.
Boom.
That's true.
Had to know exactly what was on that test to pass. No way you guessed on a fucking driving test
and
and
the
passed it.
driving test is over a first grade level comprehension.
Just
correct?
barely, yeah.
I would, yeah, I think so. At least mine was.
Yeah. You can get like
I
4
don't know about
questions wrong.
Connecticut.
Yeah, driving in Connecticut's a whole different beast.
I have driven in Connecticut once, and I remember there's a big fucking flagpole right in the middle of the road, and it was like normal, and it wasn't a roundabout.
Oh,
It was like a two-way road,
oh.
ginormous flagpole right in the middle of the road.
Was there like a flag on it?
It was an American
Oh,
flag,
okay. I was gonna
yeah.
say, was it like free chili on Tuesdays? Because I was gonna ask if you could read it.
No,
Because maybe in Connecticut it's just really hard to read things.
That's
That could also be
true.
the case.
Yeah, it could be.
I could completely just be pulling this out of my ass. I thought Connecticut was one of our higher ranking states in terms of education.
Well-
because it's a more wealthy state in general.
Yale is in Connecticut.
That's
I think.
true, yeah.
So
Oh, that makes sense.
gotta be some smart people. I think
Maybe.
one of the 13 colonies.
They got that Ivy up there.
Well,
I judge how smart
Yeah.
you are if you came from the 13 colonies, by the way.
yeah, I mean, you've been around a while. You should know how to read.
I trust him. Nah, they don't need a fucking. I trust him.
Somebody put their John Hancock. Maybe he was from Connecticut on
John
the
Hancock?
Constitution, so he had to have read it. So they do read in
It's
the
true,
13
yeah.
colonies.
All
guess
of the
it's-
colonies
that's where I'm going with
have good literacy, is what we're trying to say.
They must have.
They're not the reason America's struggling in literacy. It's the rest of the nation
No.
west of the 13 that's really tanking us.
Exactly.
Never judge the 13 colonies when it comes to literacy, so she has no grounds to stand on. 216-859-8699. Let me know your ACT score.
Hi, this is Melissa.
Hey, it's Matt.
Hi guys, my name is Ari. Coming at you from Synergy Music Studio. Come through to a Synergy Naked session.
Synergy Naked is a live performance recording, also captured on video. Look for our releases on YouTube at Synergy Music Studio.
We're located on the south side near Chicago. Passing through.
Hit up our DMs on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
What's the difference between the shirt you're currently wearing and the one that I am? Well, both do their job of concealing us from the outside world and social boundaries. But one little black swoosh makes yours cost nearly double. That red rectangle may not change how warm you are, but it certainly changes the price tag. The truth is, nobody cares about the details. Get to the point with GenericClothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense with shirts that simply say sports team, political statement, music band, and more. A shirt for any occasion and the perfect gift. GenericClothes.com.
Whoever's the owner of the gray sedan, you left the Rebel Radio Show playing.
You know, it's St. Patrick's Day. I found out I'm Irish like 2 years ago doing a show.
Oh,
Yeah.
like 23andMe?
No, not like 23andMe.
Oh.
But I was doing a show.
You were
I
doing
found
a
out
show?
I was Irish. Yeah, no, I was literally on air, and I made the joke of, I'm not Irish, I don't drink, so I'm the worst person to host a St. Patrick's Day show. And I clipped that, and because I was going to use it in my demo, and I sent it to my dad because I thought he'd think it was funny, and he replied, "But you are Irish." And I was like, this is literally the first. I'm 23 years old or something at the time.
Oh.
First I'd ever heard of it.
Wow, you could have been going crazy every single St. Patrick's Day.
I know. I could have been hosting every St. Patrick's Day event. So many opportunities I pissed down the drain by not being Irish for 20 years.
Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's
That's
Day.
true. That's true. If you want to play an Irish drinking game while you're listening to the Rebel Radio Show today, every time I say radio, take a drink. You will be fucking plastered
Ooh.
by hour 2. Speaking of which, Synergy Music Studio. Synergy Music Studio based out of Chicago, proud supporters of local and independent radio. There you go. Hit them up for pre-recording, session work, reamping, production, live session, and a whole bunch of other services. SynergyMusicStudio.com, easy for me to say, is your one-stop shop. It's music from artists, by artists, for artists. Synergy Music Studio, even if you're not in Chicago, can get you taken care of to get your next track, album, EP, or radio ready. Once again, SynergyMusicStudio.com. That live call-in number and text-in number today, 216-859-8699. If you're listening live on this Monday, either on WSRRradio.com, the Live 365 app, or US-radio.com. Not in the 13 colonies.
No.
We aren't.
Not right now.
No. Could be. Someday we'll get there.
Does this air to the 13 colonies?
Oh, yeah. Big. Actually, I think I can check. I think like Virginia is one of our like biggest markets.
All right.
And Connecticut, I think, is on that list in like the top 8.
Okay.
So like we're big in the 13 colonies. The revolutionaries love us.
Let's go.
Also,
The original 13.
That's all I care about is the original 13.
The true patriots.
Yeah, the true United States. The
Uh-huh.
13 of them. Also not in the 13 colonies is Michigan.
Ooh, yeah.
But they do have some interesting laws that are being thrown around.
They certainly do.
You brought this in.
Yeah, so Michigan, this group of us are in Ohio, so we don't like Michigan, boo. But we have our own problems too in Ohio. But Michigan, everybody has shoplifters, no matter where you're at. Shoplifting happens. I believe the industry experts call it shrink.
Yes. Yeah, moving to shrink is when I worked in retail.
Yes.
We had to move to shrink, and I never knew what the fuck that meant.
I don't know what that would mean. Move to shrink.
So that's like the term in the computer we had to use, and so because of that, that's just what we said. So you'd go through what was stolen or what didn't arrive. So I worked at GameStop, is why I know this, and so if we had 15 PlayStation 5 controllers that were supposed to be brought in today, and I do stock in a week, and we have 10, even though we haven't sold any, I would move 5 of those to shrink, and then
I
corporate
see.
has to deal with the overhead.
So if you caught somebody shoplifting
Yeah.
in your store,
My store.
what do you think would be a fair punishment?
30 to life or death by firing squad, probably.
Yeah, I think so. But this one Michigan judge, I think he was a district judge, he
was.
decided he just got elected, newly implemented judge, only for a couple months. He said, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to stop all of these shoplifters. I'm going to crack down on the crime. I'm going to make them wash people's cars in the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. Walmart, because they shoplifted from Walmart, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All of these shoplifters had stolen something from Walmart, and the sentence was you have to run a car wash for free in Walmart for, I think, a day. Just a day.
So his claim is that it does something positive for the community, is the reason why he had this ruling.
That's the claim, of course.
I don't think it does. I really think you're making more of a hindrance. If I'm going to Walmart that day
Yeah.
and there's a pop-up car wash taking up like 4 lanes of parking, that's already annoying. There's cars coming
Yeah.
through it, blocking traffic. That's annoying.
Walmart parking lots already suck.
Yeah, and I don't want some random dude washing my car in the Walmart parking lot.
Well, you know, sometimes when I see like a fundraiser for basketball team
Sure.
or whatever, Boy Scouts, something like that, free car wash. Okay, you go through, you give them $5 and have fun. Good luck this season. But if it was like a bunch
A
of
grown-ass man
yeah,
with
like,
assumingly a patrol officer or something with him to make sure he's doing it.
yeah, I imagine they're all like wearing the
jumpsuits,
not like the full orange like jail
So, like,
shackled.
reflector jackets or something.
Yeah, like you know when you see them do like volunteer like
Yeah.
to pick up the rubbish.
That's
on
not
the side of the-
volunteer, let me tell you
Well,
something.
okay, you're right. Sorry, wrong word. Community service.
Yeah, there you go.
A form of community service. I imagine, yeah, it would look something like that.
Yeah.
But
Is there a sign that says "I stole from Walmart"? Let me wash your car.
yeah, they got to do like great
Yeah.
advertisement. Get them on the side of the roads, like, I stole your stuff. Now you can steal my labor or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know. But what ended up happening was the chief judge in this part of Michigan ruled
Genesee
that
County.
Genesee County, shout out.
The reason I know that is because I read it in here, and that's like the only place in Michigan I know, because that's where Chris Hansen does a lot of his stings.
Oh,
So Genesee County has a
Oh.
great police force.
Yeah, and also
A lot
weird,
of pedophiles.
Yeah, weird population
Yeah.
over there. Yeah, so apparently that chief judge ruled that that's like not
Ethical.
constitutional or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it goes in the category of strange and unusual punishment or whatever.
I think I side with the Chief Justice on this.
I agree.
Yeah, and also not only that, but the Walmarts they came out and said we don't
want
we
that."
don't want that in our parking lot.
They're like a national realtor. Like,
Yeah.
Didn't
retail.
consult with Walmart. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was like the regional managers that came out and said,
No.
we'd rather you didn't bring back the criminals, because that's what it was. So these criminals, you know, they had already been sentenced and all that. Maybe
Yeah.
they're in jail. Maybe they were
And
released or
most likely
whatever.
Trespassed from
Right.
Walmart.
Yeah, and the judge was going to bring back 75 to 100 of these convicted criminals to the
so
Walmarts.
many. It's so many.
Like the logistics here of you got to bring back all these people who could be anywhere now.
Yeah.
And
Track them down.
track them down.
Make them volunteer in a car wash.
Again, volunteer is
Yeah,
kind of a funny
yeah,
word,
yeah.
but and you know, get them all soapy and sudsy and
Bikinis on. Yeah. My bigger issue too is if I'm again a patron of the Walmart, which I
Mhm.
try not to be. If I'm a patron of the Walmart, and I'm number one, if I've made it past the stage of getting into the parking lot with this and realizing that there is a car wash happening for criminals, I don't want them touching my car.
Car
Absolutely
wash
'Cause,
for
like-
criminals. Hell yeah.
What if they
Wow.
they
Wait,
obviously don't want to do that?
the criminals?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're
So like they're not gonna care about
Great
my
job.
car.
no. But maybe like the policemen would be watching them and like say, "Hey, you missed a spot.
This is cruel and unusual punishment. This is some
Wax on."
Mr. Miyagi's there.
Yeah.
This is some weird modern day pseudo equivalent of like the chain gang breaking rocks, except
Yeah.
you're washing cars.
And also, like, how many cars does it take to expunge you of your crimes?
Well,
Okay.
if you say $6 a car wash, you just equal up to the amount of the items.
But no
that
one's
you were
getting the money
stealing.
back because they're not paying.
Yeah. Nobody.
Walmart's not getting reimbursed.
It's just
No.
like an embarrassment factor,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's a good point. It
It
tells
is.
everybody in that Walmart parking lot, hey, everybody, Walmart got jacked.
If
Yeah.
you steal, you're gonna be out here washing somebody's fucking car.
Yeah, and that was the point that the judge had made. He's like, it's more of a visual thing. You know, it sends a message. You know,
It's
you,
like
oh,
a
you want to
message this
be.
Walmart's really easy to steal from if 100 people are out front saying they stole.
Well, that's also the thing. Walmart has had a big issue recently where they're like accusing people of stealing that aren't stealing,
Oh,
and like they're taking them to jail,
Oh.
or they're taking them to court, and then the person like shows that, hey, I
have a receipt.
have
Yeah.
receipts. I bought all these items, and then they're like, okay, we'll settle for more than the amount that you supposedly stole from us.
These Walmart door guys are getting way too much power. It's
Oh,
going to their
yeah.
head. If they're
Walmart?
taking people to court now,
Walmart's big money for no reason.
I don't understand. I have no sympathy for Walmart, first of all.
Agreed.
I
Agreed.
mean, hate that place.
If you're gonna steal from Walmart.
Yeah, just be careful. If you like washing cars.
if you love washing cars, this is the perfect opportunity.
the
for
perfect
you.
crime. You're telling me I get to steal a TV and I get to wash somebody's car?
It's a great way to spend a Saturday, brother.
Also, yeah, let's think about it. The most expensive thing in the Walmart would, I assume, be like a TV.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no way they're like stealing those things. That's kind of a hard thing to get out of a
Yeah.
Walmart.
No one's walking out the door with a
Yeah.
75-inch TV for $1,500.
Well, let's think
Right.
about what they lock up. Apparently, people are stealing baby formula,
Underwear.
razors,
Uh-huh.
underwear. What else?
Any electronic.
jewelry.
Again, I think
If you're
that
stealing
would.
jewelry from Walmart, is it really worth going after someone? Was it like $20?
There's hundreds of dollars of.
Bullshit.
I'm not kidding. You'll look at the box next time you go to Walmart.
I don't want to go to Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't need a car wash yet.
She's sending you a hint. Buy her something from the Walmart jewelry store.
Steal me something.
Send you a
Steal
hint. Your
something.
truck is filthy. Go to Walmart.
I need my car washed.
Yeah, but I think that falls into the category of shrink.
Yeah.
And Walmart didn't care. Clearly,
Right.
they're, I don't know. I guess you got to prosecute the people, however
And the
that
punishment
works,
doesn't
but-
fit the crime. Like, if you're going to go with that method,
Yeah.
make them work a shift or something at
Oh,
Walmart. It's like,
That would be
you
punishment.
stole, work a shift at Walmart to
Like,
repay it,
You
right?
can't pay for the food, wash the dishes.
Wash the dishes.
Which that isn't a thing anymore, right?
Right.
That can't be a fucking thing. If
You
I
can
go
try.
to Big Boy and like
Yeah.
don't pay for my food, I'm like, oh, don't have the money. They're gonna call the police.
But that doesn't stop my dad from making that joke every single time we get dinner. Hey, Eric, you
One-
gotta wash those dishes.
One phone call to the cops will stop that. 216-859-8699. I'll make you wash my dishes.
This is Preston Harden, creator of True Vault Escapades, a show combining my love for the Fallout games and old-time radio of days gone by. If you're looking for a classic detective show set in the retro-futuristic post-apocalyptic wasteland, this is definitely for you. You can find us on any podcatcher like Apple or Spotify, and hear it exclusively here on WSRR Radio every weeknight at 10 p.m. Tune in today and prepare for the future.
If LimeWire taught us anything, your digital music is free and open to piracy, and even manipulation when it comes to digital distribution. So why settle for a bunch of ones and zeros floating around on the internet? Make your release something special with Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbender is one of America's most trusted custom vinyl record pressing plants and works with local artists to get their next release pressed exactly to their liking. So check out Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl pressing plant today by visiting hellbendervinyl.com to get started. And don't forget, all customers at Hellbender Vinyl get 5 free test presses at no additional charge. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com.
you ready, kids? It's me, distinctively non-copyright, unspecified Sponge Man, and you're listening to the Rebel Radio Show on WSRR. Make the switch.
Hey, welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show. We're live on WSRRadio.com, the Live 365 app on your phone or in your car smart device, or us-radio.com if you're following along. That was 4 drinks you had to take just there on this St. Patrick's Day. We're live Monday, 216-859-8699. That number if you want to text in, join in on the conversation. But if you're an artist out there and you want to make your next album release something special, you're going to want to go to hellbendervinyl.com. They're one of America's most trusted custom vinyl record pressing plants, and they work with local and independent artists to make sure your next album release is more than a bunch of ones and zeros just floating around online, open for piracy and illegal distribution. No, avoid that with a company that's hell-bent on service, hell-bent on quality, hellbendervinyl.com. What you're not going to want to do, and I can't stress this enough, because we've talked about this. Unfortunately, for some reason, this keeps coming up. We've talked about this over many years now.
Oh.
Don't sell human remains, period, full stop, but also don't sell human remains online.
Ooh. Well, if you're going to sell them.
I got to make it convenient, right?
Any human parts?
Yeah, don't sell any human parts.
What if
But
it's like...
not illegal.
What?
I think it is. I think there's laws we're missing.
Ooh.
Listen, okay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I looked
Hang on,
all
real
of
quick.
this
Shelter
information
workers. Let's talk about the story first.
Okay.
Shelter workers scoured bin of dog vomit for human toes to sell for $400 on the black market.
Can you read that one more time? Because that's an insane headline.
Shelter worker scoured bin of dog vomit for human toes to sell for $400 on the black market, Eric.
Oh, there's a lot to unpack here.
So let me give you the quick and easy here. let me.
Nothing's ever quick and easy.
No, we're gonna be talking about this for 30 minutes. But the overview is this woman works at a shelter. Apparently, doesn't go into detail on this part. There was a dog who threw up.
I do have details on this
yeah.
part.
Tell me about the dog that threw up fingers. Number one.
Yeah, let's get there first.
Toes.
They were toes.
Dog threw up toes.
The dog threw up the dogs.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, for free.
I'm slow today. Wow, that was a good one.
Thank you. 2 dogs had partially consumed the toes of their deceased owner who had died from natural causes. After the dogs were seized, they were taken for assessment. The dogs became ill and vomited up the remains. The shelter staff cleaned up the vomit and placed it and the remains, which included 2 human toes, in a general waste bin.
Number one, can't do that. That's biohazard, so you cannot put it in a general waste bin.
Absolutely.
I know that much.
Bag it up.
So you're telling me this lady who works at the shelter, volunteers, works at the shelter, saw this and went, you know what? There's money to be made here. This seems like a waste of toes.
Well,
Yeah,
so you said
honestly.
put in the waste bin.
Yes.
Did not sell on market.
So that was the staff there.
That was the person who took care of the vomit initially.
That was the end of the procedural work day.
So
for
they
them.
thought.
Oh.
And so after they had been placed in the bins, this lady, after the lockup of the vet tech place,
Joanna is her name.
Okay.
Joanna decided to stay after all was locked up and yada yada, rifle through these bins of vomit.
Oh.
And she located the 2 toes, took them home, placed them in a jar with
formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde.
Oh.
Why did you have that on hand?
That's a level of freak.
She's like an oddity person.
She's a serial killer is what it sounds like.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
No one has formaldehyde on hand.
I mean, if your hobby is preserving
human toes
or like any kind of organic thing in jars,
unless you are doing taxidermy to sell.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have formaldehyde in your home. That is my opinion. And I think it's the correct one.
There are women who get like full hysterectomies and keep their uterus and
Don't
ovaries
do
in a
that.
jar.
Don't do that.
Yeah, guys. I mean,
girls.
girls.
Actually.
ladies, fellas, non-binaries. You don't got to do that. Okay?
Yeah.
There's nothing telling you have to do that.
It's not tonsils, which in itself, like,
Yeah, don't even keep your baby teeth.
yeah, I was gonna
What's
say,
the
there's people
point of
that
that?
keep teeth? Yeah.
I
I'll say this. I'm working on a stone right now. I'm working my way through a stone.
No,
I'm
Kidney
keeping the
stone?
stone, dude.
Well, first of
That's
all,
a battle
get
trophy.
rid of it. First of
But
all,
yeah, you're
get it
right.
out.
I do have to get rid of it. It's been
And
quite
then-
some time.
And then get rid of it.
I'm keeping it. That's a battle
Oh.
trophy.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand it to people. I'm gonna say, check this out, and they're gonna look at it and go, "Whoa, what is this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my kidney stone." They're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make people touch my kidney stone.
What
Not in a bag.
All right.
Yeah.
Idea.
Yeah.
Feed it to a shelter dog. Make it vomit it back up. And then,
You know what? I'm gonna skip the middleman. I'm going right to the black market with it.
yeah. So that's kind of the part of this that I don't understand. The vomit part. Like,
Mhm.
first of all, rest in peace to the old owner who lost 2 toes. I
and their
mean-
And his
lives.
life.
Yeah.
And yeah, that too. But you know, if I was a dog owner, I'm not a dog owner, but if I die, I want my dog to like eat my toes.
Yeah.
No, I don't actually. I don't know.
Like if that was the one thing keeping my dog alive was to eat my dead body, have at it.
How long were they dead that the dog was eating their dead body?
That is not given.
Fresh enough.
It's true.
I've
Fresh enough
heard-
to preserve the toes. at
I don't know
least.
about dogs, but I've heard cats.
Yeah,
They get
cats-
chomping right away.
Yeah, cats do not waste.
They don't
time.
wait.
They're waiting for you to die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If
Well,
cats,
yeah, always.
if cats had a longer life expectancy, we'd be screwed.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
would be eaten.
This article says that
Mm.
after she had put the toes in a jar, she called her daughter and told her about the toes, saying that she had researched selling them on the internet and believed she could get $400 for them.
That's got to be so. Number one, you're stealing medical waste, so it is illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
Oh, because that would be like part of an autopsy kind
Yeah.
of thing?
So that's
Or maybe,
well,
I don't know.
you're stealing from the shelter. So like
Yes.
they made a mistake not putting that in a biohazard or bio waste container. Number one, because I'm assuming they'd probably have to return that to an autopsy or a coroner or something, or the family at the very least. Here's their dad's toes.
Yeah, because what I was reading about, like, if it's legal or not, basically your remains can become property.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they have to become property to your next of kin. So, like,
Or you have to have it set up to like be
be
given
donated.
away. Yeah.
All right, but in this scenario, I would agree. I think it's the property of the shelter.
At least for the time being, until it's turned over to the family
I
or
don't
coroner.
know. I mean, even at that point,
You don't think they want him back?
It's the property of the dog.
That's true. It came from the dog.
Came
as far
straight
as they
from the
know.
dog.
You don't know whose toes those are.
No,
Could be anyone's toes.
And if the shelter,
Who's to say, really?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Toes turn up all the time and vomit.
Toes. They're shelter dogs. They could have
Yeah.
gotten those toes from anywhere.
Happens all the time. I know you can get $400 off them easy.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
So if that's the shelter's dog, you can't rummage through people's rubbish. Rummage through the rubbish. Bars. Sorry.
Yeah, no, just keep dropping bars in there about dead toes.
Yeah, give him back to the dog. Let him eat him again.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what you should do.
Yeah.
Dogs eat their vomit all the time.
Yeah.
In
Second meal.
almost every state, it is legal. In almost every state, there's it's not allowed in Florida, Georgia, Massachusetts, Missouri, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Texas, or Virginia.
There were some colonies in there.
Yeah. Get it right, colonies. Come on.
But
No,
in-
they got it right. Those are the states that you can't sell remains. Every
Oh.
other state you can. In Ohio, apparently, you can sell human remains.
in all the remaining states, it is legal for anyone, even if they do not have training, to sell human remains of adults.
Don't
A
think so.
body broker can sell a donated human body for $5,000 to $10,000 or more.
That body wasn't donated. It was eaten.
Body
That was not a voluntary process.
bodies and body parts
And then stolen.
can be repeatedly sold and leased across state lines.
Okay,
Oh.
but stealing body parts is a felony. It doesn't matter if what you do with them after. Stealing them was the felony to start.
I'm telling you, they belong to the dog.
They belong to the earth, brother. They're anyone's toes.
Yeah, they belong to the vom. Give them back to the vom.
They came from the vomit. They'll go back to the vomit.
Oh my god, there's so much wrong with this.
Well, what about the guy that stole the bodies from the morgue?
Yeah, listen.
Is
we
that
did a story
different?
that the guy stole the bodies from the morgue, which is illegal because that is the morgue's property. It was to be prepared.
The body broker. That's a crazy term.
Oh yeah,
Body
imagine
broker
that on a business card.
Yeah.
That sounds like a wrestling name or something.
I'm the body broker, baby.
Fighting the Undertaker.
Definitely a heel.
That belongs to the morgue at that point. Or the family if your body's like being prepped by the morgue. So that is a felony. The story we did about the guy who's selling body parts from the morgue, illegal. The story we did like 2 years ago about the guys who met up on Facebook Marketplace to cut off another man's leg, illegal. The story we did about a woman who took hands and feet from medical cadavers, illegal. Stop taking body parts.
Yeah, don't do that.
Finding a skull at Goodwill.
Not illegal because at that point it had been deemed an artifact, which that needs to not be a thing either.
And you're paying for it.
People need to stop collecting human parts.
That's the part I don't understand.
Oddity aficionados.
So
who's buying this
Oh, yeah.
stuff?
Well, let's talk about that because she belonged to a Facebook group that specifically bought, sold, trade, and shared body parts.
Okay.
Again, just like we talked about with the person who stole medical cadavers, not even happening on the dark web, just on Facebook groups.
Yeah,
people are sharing body parts.
I guess I shouldn't shame people for their hobbies.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
shaming them for stealing body parts. Shame on you.
But
Yeah.
this lady didn't only have these 2 toes. Like,
She had 10 of them.
when they
Kill me.
like got to her
Sell
house,
my body on Facebook.
she had a guinea pig trotter, which I have no idea what that is.
Don't want to know.
An alligator claw, a bird skull, baby teeth belonging to her kids,
All right. You know what? That's a pretty rad collection.
and
I'm turning.
she was member of Bone Buddies Australia, an online group for skull and bone enthusiasts. And then she was also featured on a TV show that was about roadkill and focused the discussion on the trade of human remains.
Oh, I get it now. She's chasing the clout. She's like kind of a big dog.
She's the bone lady.
She's the bone lady. And you're going to tell me she's going to pass up on some like
prime bones?
Prime human
fresh.
toes. Like fresh.
When are you going to get this opportunity again to get
Yeah.
your hands on a couple toes?
Oh, she is seizing the opportunity.
Well, I mean, she saw human toes in dog vomit in a trash bin.
Sure, that's worth it.
And was like,
That's
I'm
easy, $400
stealing
bucks.
those.
I'm
That's not
telling
a
you.
second thought.
A couple likes on Facebook will, that adrenaline rush, that dopamine hit.
She literally starts Googling, oh my god, how much can I sell fucking toes for?
It should be illegal. And I think it is.
Illegal, immoral.
Then she
sacrilege.
got an OnlyFans account ad, and she was like, shit, I have to read.
Hang on. Even if, hypothetical land here, even if it's not a crime, let's say in the state of Ohio, to sell human remains that lawfully belong to you, not stolen, you own these remains for some reason and you want to sell them.
Your wife died and you're selling her.
Sure. If that's the case in this hypothetical, happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. If your wife died and you're selling her remains on Facebook Marketplace, I still think it is probably a felony charge to use an electronic device to facilitate that sale. Because there's a bunch of like cyber crimes for sale and possession that like don't get accounted for.
Yeah.
Oh, because you have to be like a registered body broker.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, it's said
Which
that
she's
it's
not.
legal to do without any training or anything. You can buy and sell cross state lines if you want to, as long as it's not one of the
Why
states
are they buying it? What's the guy buying it going to do with them?
I don't understand how you can sell a donated body.
Well,
you can't. That's what
That's
we
what
just
it
talked about,
said.
right?
You can sell
If it's
the-
donated to you.
Yeah. It'd
I
be
don't
like,
know.
oh, I
So-
got a car donated to me. I'm going to sell it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
But
So a
if Eric
bunch
gets a
of
car
people-
donated to him and I steal it and sell it, that's a crime.
A bunch of people donate.
Well, what
their
if I
body.
threw it up?
It's not a crime. It's vomit. If there's throw up on the car, it's not a crime. Everyone knows the vomit rule.
Go get it washed at Walmart.
Yeah, you take it to
There you
Walmart
go.
and the criminals
Get it
will clean
washed
it
at
right up
Walmart.
for you.
But okay, so a bunch of people donate their body to science, and it
course.
goes to
Uh-huh.
the whatever.
First of all, it
Science
goes to a
people.
bunch of shit that isn't scientific,
Yeah.
so you shouldn't donate your body to science.
So it goes to all this
I'm an organ
goes
donor.
to a,
I'm an organ donor
I'm an
too,
organ
and I
Well, not yet.
But that's different than
We can
being,
change that.
Like having your body donated. There's different paperwork.
yeah, no,
Oh.
organ donor, which also, so I found out the dark side of organ donating
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
after I became an organ donor. But like, you are more likely to not be a priority for life-saving treatments after an accident if you're an organ donor. So if you get in like a serious car wreck and you're an organ donor, there's a less likely chance you'll be like life flighted or attended to on the scene because they can use your organs for people on a wait list.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So the organ trading business is a very sketchy business in general.
Yeah. Okay. What if it was just the 2 toes?
If it's just the 2 toes, you find those in vomit all the time. Don't worry about
$400.
it. Yeah, $400 bucks. Slap some new toes on it.
Yeah, that's an easy
I know a lady
price.
on Facebook.
But say your body goes to a school of science
Sure.
and they're like, oh shit, we got too many bodies this year.
Yeah.
And
It happens to the best of us.
they decide to sell it.
I don't think they can.
To who?
They would
This
give it-
lady.
they would hire their body broker.
I think they would
and
give it to a morgue.
You can sell the body for $5,000 to $10,000.
I don't
This is
think so.
Crazy. That's
Who's buying it?
That's so much
Other
money.
body brokers who need the bodies.
Well, okay, yes.
But
no.
for what?
Technically, yes, because you could sell it to like another school that needs medical cadavers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, you could do that, but I don't think you're selling it to Betty on Facebook Marketplace so she can chop it up and make a profit individually. She's not parting it out.
All the different angles in your pictures of just a body, and it's like listed at $10,000.
God, this whole I'm still the whole premise is racking my brain right now. Okay, so the toes themselves,
Yeah, 400 easy.
but that's crazy. $400 for 2 toes?
Supply and
How
demand,
much
brother.
is it for a kidney?
I don't know. I could spend $400 on a lot of things.
2 toes.
2 toes. That's
I gotta get at least
crazy.
3.
Also, the condition of these toes.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be.
Yeah, I wonder if she took that into account.
They got to be gross.
Slightly digested.
Digested.
A little
corroded,
decomposed. Yeah.
smelly.
I mean, she did put them in formaldehyde. She cleaned them up. Preserved them after the fact. But I wonder if her initial Google search
Oh my goodness.
was how much for 2 human toes post digestion.
That might have increased the
Yeah,
value.
right.
Actually.
It's the vomit factor.
For transplant costs, for a total transplant cost in the U.S. that is billed for a kidney is $442,500.
Yeah.
A lung, $29,600.
That's why the black market exists. Like not the Facebook Marketplace stealing toes off off dogs.
Yeah.
But like that's why legit like black market organ donating.
So that's a
exists.
good price.
It's a steal, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a steal, literally. Too.
Literally.
Well, I feel like toes are on the lower end of the.
You don't need them,
Yeah.
and they can be replaced legally.
Somebody needed them.
That's
Real
true.
bad.
That's true.
So, wait, so they did in fact sell them or it never went
no,
through?
it didn't go through because
Oh.
she
was arrested, right?
She was, I believe so.
Oh.
She pled guilty to a singular charge of offensive conduct involving human remains.
I'm okay with that.
I feel
Offensive conduct.
I want to know what the sentence was.
There was
because that seems like a slap on the wrist.
You must volunteer at the shelter.
Car wash.
At the car wash. No, yeah, you must work at the shelter for free now.
At least she's one of the the oddity people that doesn't like work in that field. Like, because a lot of the ones that we've read about or talked about have been like morgue workers or.
Well, that's where you're gonna want to work if that's your plan.
Right. Yeah, not the dog shelter.
She liked finding them on her own. She was like a
The love of the game.
geocacher.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The clout. I'm telling you, she was chasing the internet fame.
She had an alligator claw and bird skulls. And let me say this: if I'm out on a walk with you in nature and you go, "Damn, look at that bird skull," let me hang on to that one. We're not friends anymore. I'm breaking that one off.
Maybe it's like this has got to find. I'll carry it back to the car, then I'll pitch it.
I'm not friends with
If you're
somebody
walking that far with it, I'm still like, all right, we've seen it. We've seen the bird skull, dude. Go wash your hands.
That's cool. You're done.
Yeah.
I was.
What are you doing with this? This shouldn't be fun.
I was walking by a train track one time.
It's remains.
a deer had been hit by a train, and
Yeah.
my friend found the deer carcass
Yeah.
and was wiggling the leg
Oh.
bone at me,
Mm.
and we are no longer friends.
Yeah. no.
Understood. No, an antler is a different story.
But
Antler I'm
But the-
fine with.
the
Take an
leg.
antler, yeah. But don't
The
go in there
leg
grabbing its
bone.
bones.
Yeah. The leg bones connected to the.
why do people like
Mantle.
bones? I don't understand.
Well, bones are kind of cool. I'm telling you, I'm kind of getting turned around on. I'm kind of liking this hobby now. It's
Oh,
kind of
no.
neat.
Okay,
Collecting
so
Better go to
bones.
Good Bone,
Imagine-
find some skulls.
imagine you walk into a man's house and he has a actual display cabinet full of skulls.
We love talking about this display cabinet of skulls. This is the
Yes.
4th time it's been brought up.
I don't know about skulls, like multiple.
But toes. It's got a
To-
display cabinet
Okay,
of
I'm
toes
just like
in jars.
I'm
display
starting to
cabinet
think
of,
about
like,
it.
random femurs, random like whatever. Like that's
Yeah,
weird,
you
right?
know what? It is kind of cool.
No.
Listen, listen.
That man's a murderer. These are his victims.
Jules,
Come on.
Well,
Eric, listen. I've had enough.
I've got
of the bone
$400. I can afford some toes.
I have had enough of the bone talk, damn it. We shouldn't have to do this for a 5th time on this show.
Oh, that would be so cool if you could like see the bones on the toes, but you could still see the skin too. Oh yeah,
Oh, like a bone dipped in toe.
a bone dipped in toe, and then like the nail
was
was
it
still
Dairy
on there.
Queen ice cream?
Yeah, what? And like the glaze is the toenail.
Yeah.
So if you're parting out the body
The
already,
blood.
would you get more if you part out like the toenail off the toe and be like, hey, $50 for the nail?
Yeah, $400 is a steal.
Oh yeah, you parted it out.
Again. Yeah, I'm fully on this lady's side now.
I'm so against this lady. I couldn't be more against this lady. I think maybe the only people I'm against more than this lady are the people buying from this lady.
And my only thing about it is give the $400 to the dog. He deserves it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he
did all
put
the
in the
work,
effort.
yeah.
He did
Yeah,
all the
honestly.
work.
What do you think happened to the dog?
Oh, I hope that dog's living a good life. I hope they give him more toes to eat.
He did love him.
Yeah.
Until he didn't.
Until he didn't.
Until the vomit came into play.
I can't believe. Yeah, wow. The lineage here. The man who died, the toes, the dog, the vomit,
Do you think
the
shel-
woman.
do you think the shelter knew about the toes beforehand?
No. Oh.
216-859-8699. Don't send me anything related to the story ever. 216-859-8699. Let me know if you're drinking out of a clean cup. Of course, we're live every Monday right here at 5 p.m. on WSRR Radio, saving the underground music scene. Nationally local, that means your local bands played nationwide. I used to say worldwide. I keep getting shit because the nation is not the world. So we'll cover the bases. Your local bands nationwide right here on WSRR. I want to say thank you again to Eric for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And of course, you can check out our full lexicon of shows, schedules, showtimes, and more at WSRRradio.com. Thank you to our awesome sponsors that help us stay on the air and help local music stay on the air, like Synergy Music Studio out of Chicago, GenericClothes.com, and Hellbender Vinyl out of Pittsburgh, PA. You can check out our morning drive. That includes the Grab Bag Indie Insight, that's interviews with your local artists, as well as Behind Enemy Lines, your Cleveland sports show from Pittsburgh with Lucas and Dom that happens 10 a.m. every week right here on WSRR, your midday programming, your drive time with the Pigeonhole, Off Air, and the Rebel Radio Show at 5 p.m. weekdays. And of course, 10 p.m. is True Vault Escapades. That's your Fallout-based radio drama from Preston Harden and his crew. They do an awesome job, so make sure you check them out as well. Follow all of our social medias. WSRRadio.com gets you all those, including the Discord server, where you can chat with us 24/7, 365, and live on a variety of topics. Until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. Eric's to my right.
The ginger representation on this St. Patrick's Day. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. And on the board is Jules.
Adios.
Until next time, peace.
Break the